Riding a 9-game hitting streak. Friedel takes a first pitch strike on the outside corner. It is 0-1 on TJ Friedel. Beautiful night here in Pittsburgh. Keller into his windup. Here's the right-hander's 0-1 pitch. Friedel swings and taps it foul at the plate. He's behind the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Tonight's Tempstar game time temperature on a mostly clear night. 84 degrees. Get complete home comfort with a Tempstar heating and cooling system. Find your local Tempstar dealer at tempstar.com. Keller back into his windup. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Friedel. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Pulled the string with a breaking ball and got Friedel to chase.
Yeah, it's going to be mostly, there's a couple different, it's a four-seam and a sinker that Mitch Keller's going to feature about half the time, and he's got an array of different breaking balls. That one looked to be the curveball. There's a sweeper, a slider, etc.
Matt McLean takes the first pitch fastball over the outside corner. A called strike, 0-1. McLean hitting .226. 11 home runs, 38 RBIs. The 0-1 pitch and a swing and a miss. So the breaking ball down. And McLean's behind the count, no balls and 2 strikes. McLean with hits in 5 of his last 6 games. 9 for 25 over that span. Right-hander Keller back to the plate with the 0-2 pitch. Down and away. It's 1-2 now on McLean. Keller's last time out got hit around a little bit. Gave up 5 runs on 7 hits, but that was in Colorado. Now McLean skies one high and deep down the right field line toward the corner, but it'll slice foul out of play. You always kind of have to take those games in Colorado with a grain of salt.
You do a little bit, but it's kind of interesting how because Nick Lodolo had his best start of the season in Colorado. You never know how it's going to go.
McLean pulls this on the ground, chop foul, third base side. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Matt McLean.
I would say in some ways, Tommy, this field, and I know this is much more of a pitcher's park, but there's a lot of outfield here, and that's the way that Colorado is. Yes, the ball flies in Colorado, but there's a lot of room in the outfield.
The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and down on strikes, Matt McLean. So McLean strikes out. That's the first out, or the second out, rather, here in the first inning. 2 away. And now Ellie De La Cruz. Reds fans, score big for game day at Kroger, where you'll find lower prices on over 1,000 items so you can save even more. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Keller's first pitch to De La Cruz hangs outside for ball 1. The count's 1-0. De La Cruz 1 for 4 with 3 strikeouts last night. Hitting at a .279 clip, 19 home runs, 73 batted in. He swings and fouls this down the left field line. Out of play, 1 ball and 1 strike on De La Cruz. Beautiful night and a nice crowd filing in here at PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Very pleasant Friday evening. The 1-1 swung on. That's fouled straight back. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, Mitch Keller's certainly on the attack here in the early going, filling up the strike zone. Good fastball up to 95, a couple different shapes on that breaking ball, and he's got the Reds in a hole here to begin with to the first 3 hitters.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Ellie De La Cruz. The 1-2 pitch, that's too high over the outside corner. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ellie hitting .274 in his career against the Pirates, facing Pittsburgh for the 27th time now. The 2-2 pitch. He swings, it's a little flare back behind the left side of the infield. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Little broken bat single into short left for Ellie De La Cruz. The Reds have their first hit tonight.
Well, it's a good job by Ellie to fight off a tough pitch on the inner portion of the plate. It was a sinker that he tried to jam him with, and he did, but it goes down as a missile in the scorebook, and now you've got Ellie on first base, and he could be in scoring position in no time.
Austin Hayes at the plate after a tough ball game last night where he struck out a couple of times, part of an 0-for-4 game. Here's the pitch to Hayes, and he takes off the outside corner from Keller. Fastball just off the edge, and the count is 1-0. 260, 10 home runs, 44 driven in for Hayes. has shown some signs here lately that he's on the cusp of breaking back out again, but we haven't seen that full breakout game yet. The pitch off the plate outside. Hit the ball hard in the last 2 games in Chicago, but then 0 for 4 last night. Runner on at first. 2 outs. Keller from the belt to the plate. And Hayes hits a soft ground ball to the shortstop. Up with it is Triolo. He'll go the short way to second. Peguero covering, and they get the out just ahead of De La Cruz to end the Reds' first. A hit and a man left, and a scoreless first for Mitch Keller.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term.
Games, and he's ran out of gas towards the end, whether that's fatigue.
First pitch on the way, up and away for ball 1 to Spencer Horwitz.
Or a lack of an understanding how to pitch at the big league level, which he's going to learn, but he needs, if they get where they want to go, he needs to get going.
Here's the 1-0 pitch, and there's a fastball right down the heart of the plate for a called strike. The count is even now, 1 ball and 1 strike. Last time out, you may remember, it was Sunday in Bristol. Pitching at the racetrack in his home state, the 1-1, fouled away to the left side, a ball and 2 strikes, a start that he was excited about. The radar gun reflected that.
Well, then he's excited about this start, too, because he's still throwing 100, bud.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Horwitz. Burns into his windup. The 1-2 pitch. Horwitz takes a little bit too high at 100 over the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes, but Burns was only able to go 1 inning before the rains hit, and eventually not just delayed but suspended that game. Here's the 2-2. Horwitz takes in off the plate, now full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Horwitz, who has been on in 9 of his last 10 games. Horwitz 1 for 4 last night. Burns back to the plate, the payoff pitch. Swung on, and this is fouled off to the left side. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes on Horwitz. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Burns back into his windup. Now the 3-2 again. And Horwitz takes strike 3 called. Got him with a fastball at 100 right across at the knees.
Well, that's a great pitch for Chase, and I think it may sound as the night goes along, hopefully not because he hopefully throws well, but it may sound like I'm going to pick on him. And it's only because he still has a lot to learn. Right. There's so much room for growth for this young man, but the talent's undeniable.
Tommy Pham standing in, and he takes a first pitch fastball, called a ball. Looked like a good pitch, but Pham got the call. Burns didn't. It's 1-0. Now the 1-0 pitch to Pham. That's right in there for a called strike at the knees. Tell you what, Tommy Pham has been crushing it. He got off to a slow start this year, and I mean very. Don't tell that to his face, but here's the 1-1 pitch to Tommy Pham. Swung on, and that's fouled back. A ball and 2 strikes. He's got hits in 13 of his last 14 games, and when you look at his numbers to start the season, you look up now and realize that he's just a tick shy of 270. Gives you an idea just how hot he's been.
That's very impressive. I thought I saw maybe 376 since June 22nd.
1-2 pitch down and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Tommy Pham. So he has been on a tear. Didn't play last night. Hitting .365 over the last couple of weeks. So he hadn't cooled off since heating up. Still going strong. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Pham takes up and in, and it's a full count. A lot of people thought that Tommy Pham might be moved to the deadline. Wouldn't be the first time.
I'm a little surprised to see him in a Pirate uniform, to be honest.
Former Red waits on Burns. 3-2 pitch, and it's high ball 4. All of the Pirates are facing Chase Burns for the first time, so they're getting their first look at the Reds rookie. Pham aboard with a 1-out walk. Now Brian Reynolds will come to the plate. Reynolds homered last night, 2 for 4. Walked, also struck out. The pitch, Reynolds swings and misses at a first pitch slider for strike 1. Of course, Burns homering against the Reds is nothing new. He has homered more against the Reds than he has against any other opponent. Last night it was his 16th career home run against the Red Legs. Now the 0-1. Cross at the knees for a called strike.
A little different strike zone from Jim Wolf tonight, given that just out of the bottom portion of the zone that Brady Singer wasn't able to get last night. And I think that's probably the angle of the pitch. Chase is a little bit higher arm slot, breaking and catching the bottom of that strike zone with the slider.
I got to believe that is a big factor on that. Yeah. Arm slot and how the pitch presents.
Absolutely.
0-2 the count on Brian Reynolds. Swings and fouls the fastball off into the net above the Pirate dugout. That was a protection swing. Got a piece of it. Reynolds has been an all-star a couple of times. 2021 and again last year. Former second-round pick of the Giants, actually. Drafted out of Vanderbilt. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Reynolds. And that is in the dirt. Slider, ball, and 2 strikes. The count on Brian Reynolds.
And this is going to be part of the learning curve for Chase Burns here is he's gotten 0-2 on everybody. He's gone 3-2 on the leadoff hitter, Horowitz. He went 3-2 on Tommy Pham. This is about far enough. You took your shot with the slider on the 0-2 count. Now get back into the strike zone because your stuff's really good.
1-2 is fouled off to the left side, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Because the further you mentioned the fact that none of these Pirates had seen Chase Burns, so this is the first time. That's advantage you. The third time they see you today, they're going to have a better idea of your arm slot, a better idea of your action. Right now, they're just swinging it air.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's ball 2. Didn't get the call on the slider at the knees. Actually, a changeup at the knees. Reynolds has a little bit of a wry grin on his face as though he knows he just got away with one. It looks a little different from Terry Francona in the Reds dugout.
Yeah.
2 balls. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Reynolds. Here comes Burns with a break-even pitch. Swing and a miss. There's the strikeout. Change up on the pitch before, then he comes back, same location, different pitch. It's the slider.
I love the fact that he's using the changeup early because that's kind of been a bugaboo for him as he gets into the third time to the order. He hasn't established that pitch that they have to respect. The earlier he can do that, the more he's going to have a feel for it as they get into that third time.
There's O'Neal Cruz, the pitch. That's right in there for a called strike as he starts Cruz with the first pitch fastball, triple digits, 0-1. 208, 18 home runs, 49 driven in for Cruz. Burns ready, and now he fires. Way high and outside with the fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at first, 2 away. No score, bottom of the first inning here at PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Burns ready at the belt, and now the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Ugly swing on a filthy slider. It's 1-2.
And he's going to be able to overwhelm this lineup, and pretty much any lineup we saw with the Yankees. The first time that they see him, he can overwhelm you, but it's still important for him to show some of the other things early.
Now the 1-2. Swinging, that's a tap foul first base side into the dugout, right down the steps. Still 1-2 now on O'Neal Cruz. Runner at first base with 2 outs, scoreless. Here in the bottom of inning number 1. PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Lead at first base for Pham. Burns ready at the belt. He throws, and the pitch is just off the outside corner at 1-0-1. 2-2 on O'Neal Cruz. Cruz whirling the bat around, waiting on Burns. Hands together at the belt. Runner goes. The pitch is low. The throw to second, not in time. Stolen base number 4 for Tommy Pham. And now it's a full count on O'Neal Cruz and hitting the rewind button to what you were talking about before. He's getting ahead of the count, but then he's still getting to a full count even though he's got hitters 0-2, 1-2.
And that's something that I learned, honestly. I remember his name was Ed Hodge, my pitching coach in high A ball when the Reds were still in Sarasota. Sometimes you got to slow yourself down a little bit in a 2-strike count and just try to make a good pitch, not a better one than your best pitch.
Now the 3-2 pitch to O'Neal Cruz. He got him. Swing and a miss, and a slider down and in. Down on strikes O'Neal Cruz, and the inning is over. So Burns strikes out 3 in a scoreless first. He does walk 1. We go to the second inning. No score, Reds and Pirates on the Reds Radio Network. Good night for Gavin Lux last night. Paul Skeens was no match. Lux went 3 for 4 with a double. First pitch on the way to Lux is a breaking ball that misses down too low, and the count is 1-0. .274, 4 home runs, 42 driven in for Lux. Keller's back into his windup, and the 1-0 pitch. Hit on the ground sharply through the right side, base hit. Gavin Lux just guided it on the ground perfectly between Peguero and Horwitz. And he's got himself a leadoff single here in the second inning.
Well, it seems like one of the statistics that continues to pop up for Gavin Lux is best against right-handed pitching in the National League, and that number grows a little bit when you talk about the fastball, and that's what he got there.
Now you've got a guy that's one of the best in baseball at hitting left-handers. He's facing a right-hander tonight. That'll be Miguel Andujar in the first pitch to Andujar. Oh, that's a strike on the outside corner, says Jim Wolf. It looked to be a little away, but it's 0-1. No argument really from Andujar. Keller to the plate with the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball down and away, and he's behind at the count 0-2.
Well, I think early in a ball game, whether you're the pitcher or the hitter, you have to give the umpire an opportunity to at least establish a strike zone and be consistent with it. Last night, we were talking about Alan Porter and his strike zone.
0-2. Down and away, the breaking ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And I think we can both agree that it was tight and consistent all night long. Now, if Jim Wolf's going to give a little bit low and a little bit off, give him an opportunity to be consistent at it before you start making your argument.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Andujar. Here's the pitch, and that's in the dirt outside. Backhanded by Davis to keep the runner at first base. That's probably exactly why you didn't really see much of a gripe from Andujar. Yeah,
because he's been around for, I think this is 8th or 9th year in the big leagues. He understands that, and Jim Wolf's earned a little bit of respect around this league.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Andujar. From the belt, the right-hander's home with a 2-2 pitch. Way off the plate outside with a fastball. It's full count, 3-2.
And if you gripe at him, he'll probably put you in a chokehold.
He might.
He's got some pipes, folks.
I promise you this. He didn't skip the gym today.
I feel attacked.
You didn't see me there either.
I didn't.
3-2 on Andujar. Off the bag at first, Lux, the payoff pitch. Ground ball, left side, that's through. Base hit. So you have Lux pulling one on the ground perfectly between first and second. A batter later, Andujar does the same thing, pulling one on the ground, this time between short and third. The Reds have runners at first and second with nobody out. And here's Tyler Stevenson. A couple of clean singles to start this Reds second. And now you've got a little pressure on Keller. See how he responds here. Keller making his 19th start against the Reds tonight. He has 3-6 lifetime, and the ERA is over 5.5 against Cincinnati. The pitch to Stevenson's up and in. Of course, you have that many starts, you're going to have some good ones, you're going to have some bad ones sprinkled in, but overall, the overall picture definitely says that the advantage would be with the Reds. Keller sets ready, eyeballs the runner at second. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And Stevenson takes just off the outside corner, fastball away, and Stevenson's ahead of the count 2-0. Lux off the bag at second. Duhar at first. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Stevenson. Way inside, ball 3. And you talk about putting pressure on the pitcher with a couple of singles. They don't seem like much. But here you see Keller, who's been all around the strike zone, falling behind Stevenson 3-0.
Well, Tyler's a guy that's had some success against him, and I think when you get a guy out of a stretch and they start to feel some of that pressure, it shows itself in command.
3 balls, no strikes, the pitch. High and in, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Tyler Stevenson, and the Reds have loaded the bases with nobody out. Let's pause for ID on the Reds Radio Network. It is great to be with you here at PNC Park in Pittsburgh on a beautiful night. Reds threatening with the bags packed and nobody out. Boy, you'd like to see this inning turn into a big crooked number. Jake Fraley at the plate. Left-handed hitter, right-handed pitcher, and here it comes. First pitch breaking ball, and he spins it in there for a strike to Fraley. That backdoor breaking ball, I don't think there's a hitter on the planet that goes to the plate hoping to get that first pitch. 0-1. Keller's 0-1 offering. Right back with the same pitch, just a little bit too high. Boy, you look at the reaction of Jim Wolf, and it was as though he wanted to call it. He just didn't think he could. 1-1 on Fraley. Little breezy, breeze blowing straight in tonight. A 1-1 pitch. Fraley breaks his bat and fouls it back. Got a fastball on the inside part of the plate. Spun on it. Got jammed. Fraley 12 for 24 with a couple of grand slams in his career with the bases loaded. 2 for 3 this year, including one of those 2 grand slams. It's up there right now trying to put the Reds on top. Scoreless in the second, bases loaded, nobody out. Lux at third and Duhar at second, Stevenson at first. Third baseman Kiner Falefa in at the cut of the grass, but way off the line. Here's the pitch. Fraley swings, hits it sharply to the second baseman. Peguero to Triolo, around to Horwitz, double play. The Reds will get a run. Lux is home from third base to make it a 1-0 Reds lead, but the Pirates get 2 outs onto third base and Duhar.
I think they would take that trade-off every time. And for the onus a lot of times falls on the first guy with the bases loaded, because if he fails at it, then the double play's still in order and you could be out of the inning. And the further away you get from that first guy, the more pressure each next hitter feels.
Now Brian Hayes. He swings and fouls it back for strike 1. Talking with Hayes a little bit before the ball game today. Said he really didn't expect to get traded. He knew it was a possibility. It had been talked about the last couple of years, but has enjoyed his time coming over, playing for a team, battling for a playoff spot. 0-1 on Brian Hayes, the pitch. He swings and lines one into center field. It's falling on in a hurry as O'Neal Cruz. He makes a sliding catch. Great play, O'Neal Cruz, on that sinking line drive to center off the bat of Brian Hayes. The Reds settle for 1 after loading the bases with nobody out. We go to the bottom of the second. Reds 1, Pirates nothing on the Reds. On the year, Sawinski. A couple of homers, 4 RBIs. Here's the first pitch to Sawinski. He swings and fouls it back for strike 1. Sawinski playing in his 35th game. Late on a high fastball on the 0-1 pitch. Now he's down to the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Former 15th round pick. Originally drafted by the Padres out of the Chicago area. Now he takes strike 3 called. Fastball right over the outside corner. And Burns has punched out 4 so far through the first 5 batters.
If you like strikeouts, Chase Burns is your new best friend. Because my Lord. And so that's what we want to see him do, right? I mean, 1, 2, 3. Start recognizing this. We were talking about reading swings.
Right.
It doesn't have to totally be sequential. He wasn't handling the fastball at the top of the zone.
Now Jared Triolo, a little check swing tapper to keep Brian Hayes. He knows that's the wrong place to hit it. Hayes charges, fields, and throws him out at first. 2-minute out.
That's the Reds' version of O'Neal Cruz right now.
Yeah.
Keep Brian hit. Don't hit it to that guy.
Well, that's the truth, isn't it? I mean, anything that is gone.
Any bridge.
Yeah, my God. That guy's unreal out there so far through the first couple of games, O'Neal Cruz. That ball that Key Brian Hayes hit looked like it was a base hit off the bat, even while it was in flight. Cruz made the play. First pitch down and away to Leover Peguero. Peguero hitting .237, 4 homers, 7 driven in. Now a swing and a foul back on a center cut fastball. Nobody on, 2-minute out. 1 ball, 1 strike on Peguero. The 1-1 offering. Check swing, strike 2. Didn't matter whether he swung or not. It was right in there and a good slider. A ball and 2 strikes on Peguero. And it just kind of feels like Burns now. Granted, he got a 3-pitch strikeout and a first pitch tap out, but he's ahead here 1 and 2. Just feels a little more on the attack this inning.
A little bit more crisp with the location.
The 1-2 pitch. Check swing. They ask at first, did he go? No. Chris Siegel with the call. First base umpire, and it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Peguero. Maybe could have. 2-2. Up and in. Now it's full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
But so the check swing's your information. He wanted to go fishing at it, but it started a little bit further out. So you just bring that slider back in over the plate and try to make a little bit more depth, a little bit more down action.
3-2 pitch. Swung on, little flare in the short center field, and that's a base hit. Went out there to get that slider over the outside corner and just dumps it into short center field for a hit. Peguero's on with a 2-out single. First hit of the night for the Pirates. 1 on with 2 away. Reds are leading it 1-0 as Henry Davis makes his way to the plate. And we check tonight's trivia question presented by the Reds Hall of Fame and Museum. Dave Parker's the topic this series. Dave Parker played for 6 different teams and was a 7-time All-Star over the course of his major league career. The pitch to Henry Davis, instead a pick to first, chases the runner back, and Peguero almost came off the bag. Stepping back in there, trying to avoid the quick tag from Andujar. Okay, so he was a 7-time All-Star playing for 6 different teams. With how many different teams was Dave Parker an All-Star? The pitch. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. 0-1 the count on Henry Davis. Davis had 2 hits last night. Went into last night's game, 1 for his last 39. One of those hits was a home run. The 0-1. Davis swings and fouls it back, 0-2. Your options are A4, B3, C2. Got to believe it's 3 or 4.
It's got to be 3 or 4. 3 was my instinct.
Okay, then you should say 3.
3.
That's B.
B.
The 0-2 pitch, picked to first instead, chases the runner back. I mean, I want to say 4, but I just don't feel good about it. So that probably tells me I should pick 3.
I'm having trouble naming the 4th team.
0-2 pitch. That's fouled away. I don't think he was an All-Star with the A's. Definitely with the Reds and Pirates, so there's 2.
I would think he was with the A's.
You think?
I would think so. But that's what I'm saying. I can't think of the fourth team.
No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with 100. Up and out of the zone, but Davis went after it. That is 5 strikeouts so far through 2 innings for Chase Burns. We go to the third. It's the Reds 1, Pirates nothing on the Reds Radio Network. Out 5 through 2. Are you confused yet? Here's TJ Friedel, because I am. First pitch to Friedel. Right in there for a strike called with the first pitch breaking ball. The count is 0-1.
So did Chase Burns make the All-Star team for the A's or not?
0-1 on TJ Friedel. The pitch. Up and away. I'm going to say a 4 against my
I think
better judgment.
And I'm going to stay with 3.
Okay, we'll revisit that a little bit later. Trying to figure out how many different teams Dave Parker made an all-star team. The 1-1. Friedel breaks his bat, pulls it foul. First base side. He'll need a new stick. 1-2 on TJ Friedel. I hope that's not the same bat he's been using for the last 9 games.
Right.
He's got a lot of hits in that bat, if that's the case.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that one's been good to him, and I think you saw him kind of toss the bat up in the air a little bit like he was disappointed.
Right.
So I think it was that bat. Because he hadn't been he's been hitting it on the nose pretty regularly.
14 for 34 entering play today over the 9-game hitting streak with a home run and a couple of doubles in there. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the pitch. Friedel takes just a little bit low. Fastball from Keller. That leaving the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Friedel has handled the Pirates well this year. Not historically. He swings and fouls this back to the left out of play. But this year, it's been a different tune for him. Couple more hits last night. Hitting 10 for 27 this year against Pittsburgh. Swung a check swing foul into the net behind home. It's a 2 ball, 2 strike count. Friedel to strike out his first time up. Keller able to get Friedel to chase strike 3. That's not an easy thing to do. Friedel does not go out of the zone and chase very often at all. The 2-2 pitch. He swings and fouls the breaking ball straight back. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one almost took out Jim Wolf on the deflection. Jim Wolf probably more likely to take out the ball.
TJ, when he gets into that crouch with 2 strikes, you can almost kind of envision him shrinking his strike zone for himself and the umpire and the pitcher's visual.
So 2-2. Barely get a piece of it. Fouls it back. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And it also allows him to, you're going to shorten your swing up. So that's when it becomes, when in yesteryear when they'd say play pepper with it. He's just trying to slap the ball and put the ball in play and create chaos is his kind of catchphrase.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Keller again to Friedel. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Breaking ball down and in. It got away from Davis, but not far enough to allow Friedel to reach. Gets to it quickly. Throws to first to complete the strikeout. And Friedel down on strikes for the second straight time. Reds are up 1-0 as we play here in the top of the 3rd inning at PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Second game of this 4-game get-together. Reds have a chance to make up some serious ground in the wild card right now. Pitch to McClain is off the plate outside. The Reds are playing the Pirates, and granted, the Reds have not played very well here at PNC Park, so they need to reverse that. Here's the 1-0 pitch to McClain. That's a little bit too high with a fastball upstairs. 2-0 now on McClain. But you look at one of the 2 teams they're chasing, the Mets. The Mets currently in that 3rd wild card spot, and they're beginning a series against the Brewers right now. This ball's ripped on a hop through the left side of the infield. That's a base hit. So McClain's on with a 1-out single. That's McClain's first hit tonight. Now he's got hits in 6 of his last 7 games. But it's not just that the Brewers are playing good baseball. The Mets have been really tail spinning here lately. They've lost 8 out of their last 9. The Brewers are on fire. So, in theory, this is a chance for the Reds to really make up some serious ground on the Mets.
In theory.
Ellie De La Cruz takes down Tulo. Of course, it very rarely seems to work that way.
Theoretically, the Reds should have won. Well, maybe not last night. The Skeens factor has to play into that.
Off the bag at first base, McClain. Here's the pitch, and Ellie takes up and away.
But there's just been too many times this year, in and of itself. The Chicago White Sox, Colorado Rockies was a tough series. Washington Nationals, where there's theoretically a series that the Reds should have in hand.
There's the 2-0 pitch to De La Cruz. And that's a backdoor breaking ball for a called strike, 2-1. And when the Reds played the Pirates here before, the Pirates were not playing as good a baseball as they're playing now.
Right.
There's no doubt the Pirates are a tougher team now than when the Reds faced them here back in May. The Reds swept them in Cincinnati early in the year. The 2-1 pitch, and Ellie pops it foul back to the left side out of play.
But this may be just the opportunity for the Mets that they need to go into and say, if we don't bring our A game, we're going to get blown out of the building.
Right.
And that kind of snaps them back in.
It's funny how that works.
The psyche of each team going into a different series and how they approach it plays a big part in the outcome.
2 balls, 2 strikes on De La Cruz. The pitch, way off the plate, inside and low. Full count now on De La Cruz. McClain at first base, has good speed. He has 16 stolen bases on the year. He's been caught only once. He's off the bag at first. The right-hander sets ready. The pitch, time was called by De La Cruz. So he had used his timeout right before the pitch was delivered.
Haven't seen too many of those this year that kind of get a little snippy between pitcher and hitter because it's rare that they only have the one timeout. It seems like that's kind of the first time I've seen that all year, where it was right at the calling time.
You don't see it often. 3-2. And this ball's ripped to left field, but right at Tommy Pham. He'll move toward the line to make the catch. Back to first base, McClain on the line out to left by De La Cruz. Now 2 away. Hayes hit into a fielder's choice, then the Reds' threat in the first inning. 1 on with 2 outs. Scores around the league are brought to you by FanDuel. Swing for the fences and join FanDuel today. Official partner of the Reds. Games getting underway already around the big leagues. Pitch to Hayes. He takes down and away for ball 1, 1-0. Astros currently lead the Yankees 2-0 in the Bronx. That game's in the bottom of the first inning. 2-run home run from Jose Altuve got the Astros on the board. Hayes grounds it foul. Third base side. The count is even 1 ball and 1 strike. Bottom of the first inning in Atlanta. Braves and Marlins are scoreless. Speaking of teams playing some good baseball right now, the Marlins, boy, they're on a roll.
Big time.
Talk about a team collectively playing with a chip on their shoulder. That would be Miami.
Yeah, that was a team I thought was kind of to watch in the second half.
Now the 1-1 to Hayes. He swings, grounds it softly to the second baseman. Figueroa is shading up the middle, moves to his left, gloves, and throws out Hayes. Side retired. That does it for the Reds. In the third, we head to the bottom of inning number 3. 1-0 Reds on the Reds Radio Network.
Success is often determined by how
off here in the third inning. Swings the first pitch. Soft roller in the hole. Backhanded by De La Cruz. He gets on the throw in time to first to get Kiner Falefa. Ellie kind of realized he came to get it a little bit, but he knew he had to get on that throw. He did, and he threw a whistle over here to first.
That was a dart, but I mean, I think having Brian Hayes on the left side of the infield is going to help Ellie so much, because you could see right away once Brian recognized he wasn't going to be able to get that ball, he broke down and stopped and wanted to give Ellie a clear throwing lane across the diamond so he doesn't have somebody running across.
Pirates are actually going to challenge that.
Did he fall off the bag?
I didn't think so, and Duhar had a big stretch, but maybe he did. So the Pirates say, take a look. So
well, it must be something fairly obvious, because
this play under review is brought to you by Ring Central.
I mean, the look we just saw, he had him by a step, unless Andujar wasn't on the bag. It certainly looks like he's on the bag. I don't see anything that would indicate that he's not. We've seen it two different looks. Oh, maybe not. I think he went back and established. The thing is, it's going to be really close. He did kind of come off just a little bit and then went back and reestablished about the same time Kiner Falefa was there. I just don't know if there's enough to overturn it. You kind of see what they saw.
Yeah, I understand that, but yeah, it becomes the the gray area of does the play stand or is it overturned or is the call confirmed? You know, all the different verbiage.
Is out. Pittsburgh will lose this down.
Well, that goes back to if he's called safe, he's safe.
Right.
But he was called out, so he's out. That's a tough one to lose a challenge on right there.
Yeah, the first out of the
third inning.
Yeah.
Ooh. First pitch up and away to Spencer Horwitz, and the count is 1-0. That's why when we have the challenge system in place for balls and strikes, I'm really curious to see how that's going to be used by teams.
I'm not.
Up and away. I'm right there with you. 2-0 on Horwitz. Even when an umpire has a tough day, I still prefer that over.
Me too.
I'm okay with the human element. We make mistakes as human beings. 2-0 pitch. Swung on, fouled back.
Give me about 17 seconds, and I bet you I make one.
You?
No, stop. All right, second time through the order here for Chase Burns, and I have a thought.
Okay. Here's the 2-1. Way too high, 3-1. Your thought?
It wasn't to throw that 98-mile-an-hour fastball halfway up the backstop, but something Johnny Cueto used to do is he would find areas within the lineup to start to implement his third pitch. And usually...
Here's the 3-1 lifted high into the air, twisting back into the seats and well back behind the third base dugout. Full count.
So I'm going to use the changeup for Chase because it was maybe not the changeup for Johnny, but Johnny would find the last left-hander in the batting order. So they say that was number 7, 8 hitter. He would start throwing, he would just feed that guy changeups to get the feel for his third pitch before the lineup turned over.
Against a guy that he didn't feel was going to really hurt him.
Exactly.
Fouled back. Makes sense.
So find the guy there. So when the lineup turns over, you've now thrown it 3 or 4 times close to the time where you may need to use it.
Yeah.
And you've got some feel for it, so you're not just hanging them down the middle. That's something that is a little nuance that I'd like to see Chase Burns implement.
3-2 pitch. Fouled back again. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. So maybe like a 172 hitting 8-hole hitter.
Exactly. I don't feel like this is going to beat me. And then the caveat is, well, I got beat on my third pitch by a guy hitting 171. He hit it in the river.
3 balls, 2 strikes. The count on Horwitz. Swing and a miss. Got him with the slider down. You were talking about using the changeup because, we saw him use the changeup a little bit the first time through the order.
Yeah.
Is it a decent idea just to show it to hitters that first at bat so it's in the back of their mind later?
I think so. And I think it also, if you try not to use it the first time through the lineup, that might be 3 innings. Then you haven't thrown a changeup for 3 innings and you've got no feel for it. At least try to keep it in rhythm.
Tommy Pham swings the first pitch. Little tapper right back to the pitcher. Burns gloves, underhands the first. That's a nice, efficient 3-up, 3-down inning. 50 pitches for Chase Burns through 3 innings. Reds have a 1-0 lead as we head to the 4th inning here in Pittsburgh on the Reds radio. It's Lux, Andujar, and Stevenson here in the fourth inning against the right-hander Mitch Keller.
Well, this was the part of the order that created the rally in the second inning, and Lux was the leadoff man, and here he is again.
Lux with a solid single through the hole on the right side his first time up. Now it looks like the second baseman Piguero has slid over a little bit in that hole. First pitch is too high for ball one. The count's 1-0 on Lux. The shortstop, Jared Triolo, is shading up the middle. But we've seen Lux like to shoot the ball back up the middle quite a bit as well, especially just to the right of second base. Kind of just out of the reach of the shortstop, but not within the range of the second baseman. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. The count evens at 1-1 strike. Keller's 1-1. In off the plate. 2 balls and strike. Third baseman Isaiah Kiner-Falefa way off the line at third. Outfield straight away. 2 balls, 1 strike. The count on Lux. Here's the pitch. Backdoor breaking ball just did sneak in for a strike. Count is even 2-2.
How do you feel about the yellow Pittsburgh City Connects?
I like them.
I do like them.
They are bright yellow, PGH, big bold letters across the front. Lux lifts a fly ball to O'Neal Cruz. He scrambles over to his left, toward right to make the catch, and Lux is the first out here in the fourth inning. They've got the yellow hats with the black bill. There's a little texture in there, too, in a Pittsburgh-themed design. I think they're sharp.
I do, too. And they've got a neat little emblem with Cobra on the left breastplate.
That's the patch that they're wearing for the rest of the year to honor Dave Parker. That's a cool patch, too.
It is.
Miguel Andujar standing in, and Andujar takes down and away for ball one. It's kind of a swing follow-through with Cobra written across it. His swing silhouette. The 1-0. Breaking ball just off the inside corner. It's a 2-ball, no strike count on Andujar. Base is empty with 1 out in the fourth. Reds are up 1-0. Andujar with a single between short and third in his first at bat. Now he watches a breaking ball bend low. He checked his swing in time, and it's 3-0.
I'd say if you put the whole roster, the Pittsburgh roster, on the Clemente Bridge, you wouldn't be able to see any of them. It's about that color.
Yeah, it is. The 3-0 pitch. High, and I mean way high for ball four. And there's a little bit of a subtle gradient to it. It's a little bit darker at the bottom, and it gets lighter toward the top. They're nice, though. I think they're really, really sharp. I think I would file those away as some of the most underrated.
I think so, too, yeah.
Because they are very uniquely Pittsburgh. That's the thing that I think is so cool about the city of Pittsburgh. All 3 of their sports teams, baseball, football, hockey, all have the same colors. This ball is cranked to right field by Tyler Stevenson toward the gap. That is down, and it's rolling to the wall. All the way to the 375 sign. And Andujar being waved around. Here's the relay throw to the plate. A good one, and it is in time to get Miguel Andujar at the plate, trying to score from first on the double by Tyler Stevenson. Leover Piguero with a great relay. And threw that right on the money to Henry Davis at the plate.
Well, O'Neal Cruz couldn't catch it, but I thought he was going to throw it all the way from the warning track to the home plate. It was Horwitz. No, excuse me. Sawinski,
yeah. I mean, you couldn't have handled that relay any better. I don't think it was a bad send. It just didn't work out. Here's Jake Fraley. Still a double for Stevenson. Breaking ball misses down low on the outside corner to left-handed hitting Fraley. Still 1-0 Reds, and now 2 outs here in the fourth. Keller sets ready. The 1-0 pitch to Fraley. Right in there at the heart of the plate for a called strike.
I think by and large, J.R. House, and I may have mentioned this, we may have talked about it before, has done a good job of being aggressive with the send. It's a tight ball game. You're at the bottom of the order. Go ahead and send him.
The 1-1 pitch. Fraley hits it foul, first base side. Well, that's the thing right there. You're at the bottom of the order. So, all right, weigh it. And you have to do it in a split second. But all right, the likelihood of the 3 hits needed to produce a run, pretty low.
Pretty low. And that's not a knock on Jake Fraley.
Not at all. But you also need a perfect relay.
Yeah.
You need basically 2 perfect throws to get them. They just happen to get those. Soft ground ball to third, up with it Kiner Falefa. The throw to first is in time to get the out on Fraley, and the inning is over. So that'll do it for the Reds here in the 4th inning. They threaten but don't score. Still 1-0 Reds as we head to the bottom of the 5 in this Pirate order, and Sam, this is a part of the order that's given him some fits. Not necessarily this part of the order, but this point in the game.
Yeah, but but it probably lines up, right? So the 4th inning is his highest ERA of all. It's over 10, folks. And you'd have to imagine that's when the lineup turns over and they've seen what he has to offer. They've seen the velocity, they've seen the angle, they've seen the slider. They got a little bit of better look at it.
First pitch to Brian Reynolds to start the inning is just off the outside corner for ball 1.
And I love a changeup right out of the chute.
Teased him with it and just did dive off the plate. Here's the 1-0. Reynolds ropes it high in the air, deep right field, back on it Fraley, and he'll have to play it off the Clemente wall. He plays it perfectly. Strong throw into second offline, and into second safely with a double. Brian Reynolds to begin this 4th inning.
So you've got a professional hitter that understands what you are and are not capable of doing as a pitcher. They're going to wait you out now. They saw that your slider's nasty, but you haven't landed it for a strike a ton. Now he has some, but you haven't landed it enough that they have to respect it, and they're going to try to wait you out to catch that heater.
Here's O'Neal Cruz, and the first pitch to Cruz is a fastball on the outside corner right at the knees for a called strike. That's filthy. And I got to believe there isn't a hitter in the game that wants to go after that pitch.
No way.
You could throw 3 of those in a row, you'd have O'Neal Cruz out. Here's the 0-1 in the dirt. That was the changeup down. 1 ball and 1 strike.
The importance of being able to throw whatever pitch it is for a strike is that they have to recognize the action of it. Like, they need to recognize the spin. Oh, that's a changeup. Oh, and it's for a strike. So when you expand, they know what it is.
The 1-1. Just a little bit off the outside corner with a fastball.
So they have to respect that then. Oh, I've seen the spin on the changeup. He's thrown it for a strike. Ooh, there's the spin on that changeup that he threw for a strike, but it ducks out of the zone. That's how you get him fishing.
2 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch to Cruz. Swung on, that's fouled straight back. He put a good swing on it. Count is even, 2-2. Cruz back in there again. Waiting on Burns. He's ready at the belt. And the 2-2. In off the plate with a slider. And it's a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cruz a strikeout victim his first time up, 1 of 6. Chase Burns strikeout so far tonight. Runner at second. Nobody out. 3 balls, 2 strikes on O'Neal Cruz. Burns has the sign. The right-hander sets ready, and from the belt, here's the payoff pitch. Swung on, and that's line to left. It'll be played on a bounce, and it gets by. It skips by Lux, goes off the wall. And here comes Reynolds home to score. Into second, O'Neal Cruz with a double. He took a fastball over the outside corner, went with the pitch, and shot it by the Reds left fielder for an RBI double. Back-to-back 2 base hits to start the Pirates' 4th inning. And Derek Johnson's out at the mound now to have a visit with Chase Burns.
And I know this seems quick. It's back-to-back hits, but it was predictable. And I hate predictable unless it's the good kind of consistency. They're waiting out the fastball because he hasn't shown the ability to overly land the breaking ball for a slider, or first strike, excuse me. The changeup has not come into effect now, and he has no feel for it because he didn't try to get a feel for it leading up to this part of the order. I mean,
now Jack Sawinski with a runner at second, nobody out. Tied at 1 here in the 4th inning, and Burns fires. Swing and a miss, strike 1 on a slider at the knees, 0-1 on Sawinski. Sawinski struck out his first time up. Burns from the belt, deals the 0-1. And Sawinski hammers one deep down the right field line, but he hooked it foul. Whew. That was well struck. That time he got a slider down around the knees. No balls, 2 strikes. Burns from the belt, peeks at O'Neal Cruz, throws. Fastball just off the outside corner. Sawinski spits on it. Now it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Now, when you're looking at Cruz and you're kind of watching him go about it, and you're seeing some good swings from the Pirates here in the 4th inning, it's not a matter of stuff with him. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Sawinski. Up and away. Is it more about pitch selection?
It's pitch selection, yes, but sometimes location. Like, was a slider a good pitch to Sawinski right there? Yes, but when you're dropping a slider down and into a lefty, that's happy zone. He needs to be able to learn to backdoor it a little bit better. I think he'd have been punched out 2 pitches ago.
2-2 is in the dirt inside. Now it's a full count instead. 3-2, and that slider was in the dirt inside. So full count on Sawinski. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second, nobody out. A run in for the Pirates here in the 4th inning to tie this game at 1. And they're threatening to take the lead. Burns nods the sign he wants, sets, and here comes the 3-2 pitch to Sawinski. He swings, sends a fly ball short left on his Lux. He's there. He'll make the catch. O'Neal Cruz has to stay at second. It's a non-productive first out for the Pirates in the 4th.
So right now we can say that Chase Burns has a great slider the first time through the lineup to right-handers down and away. There's a second and a third time through the lineup, and there's left-handed hitters. That there's other portions of the plate that he has to explore. So he doesn't, to me, have a great overall slider yet. He has a one-dimensional slider.
How does he make that a better pitch against left-handers? Or can he?
That's how you get to the Hall of Fame, is practice.
Jared Triolo swings and fouls it back. Strike 1 on Triolo. He's only thrown 3 changeups so far. He's been mostly fastball slider.
I think that's been a comment you could have made for all of his previous starts.
0-1 the count on Triolo. Runner at second, 1 out. Burns spins and lobs it down to Matt McClain at second base, chasing O'Neill Cruz back to the bag.
I mean, Derek Johnson said you be
great at what you're good at.
Be great at what you're good at, and I understand that part too. But this kid wants to be great, period.
Burns from the belt. He throws, and a good fastball just a little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike on Triolo. O'Neill Cruz at second. He's there with 1 out. The Pirates have a run home here in the 4th. It's tied at 1. Burns straightens. High balls Cruz, and the 1-1. That's swung on and tap foul at the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Triolo.
But with the way that this inning started, I feel that if Chase is able to get out of this with just the 1, I feel like that's going to be a confidence builder for him. Because it's had so many times where things have continued to unravel.
The right-hander comes set, and the 1-2 pitch. This ball is hit in the air, deep, slicing foul into the seats down the right field line. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Triolo. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. A look back to second. Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. A high fastball in the zone and down on strikes Triolo. I feel like that's been a good pitch for him when he's been able to climb the ladder with it.
It has, and I think that he's kind of gone backwards as far as starting at the bottom of the zone. When he's able to learn that or land that breaking ball at the bottom, and then climb and let them follow you. You want the hitter to follow you up, and once they stop following you up, that's your sign to go back down.
Now Peguero takes off the plate outside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Were you ever able to do that with a slider and get him to follow you off the plate?
Not as much off. It's definitely, certainly at this level, going to be more up and down. They need there to be coverage of the plate.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Peguero. Fastball's just a little bit too high. It was Peguero that had that great throw on the relay from Sawinski to cut down Miguel Andujar at the plate for the 2nd out in the Reds' 4th inning. Reds and Pirates are tied at 1. Runner at second. 2 outs now. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Peguero takes a strike right over the outside corner.
It's not impossible. You just have to kind of have them on the hook early, right? I mean, if you can throw the first pitch and they're swinging at it, kind of like the elevation of the fastball we were talking about earlier.
2-1. And the fastball is just a little bit high, maybe off the inside corner. Didn't miss by a lot. Burns didn't get the call. It's 3-1 on Peguero. Peguero got off to an electric start to the month of August. First game in August, he hit 3 home runs against the Rockies. He was 3 for 5. Swing and a miss. The fastball upstairs, and now full count 3-2. Since then, he's been 0 for 9 with 4 strikeouts before his 2nd inning single. Now here, counts full on him. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and Burns trying to put him away. Do you go back to that same fastball up?
I would.
Here's the 3-2. See if they do. Swing and a miss. They did, and they got him. Down on strikes. Leover Peguero. That is 8 for Chase Burns through 4. But the Pirates get their first run of the night. Back-to-back doubles. Brian Reynolds and O'Neill Cruz to start the inning. And it's now the Reds and Pirates even at 1. times, played for 6 teams, so how many of those was he an all-star? I said A4, you said B3. I think you're right. First pitch is too high for ball 1. I should change my answer, but I'm not because I don't know it. So let's see. The answer is B3. Oh, did you want to change your answer? Pitch, Brian Hayes takes a look at the strike. It's 1-1.
Nope.
Parker was a 4-time All-Star with the Pirates, a 2-time All-Star with the Reds, earned his last and lone All-Star season with the Brewers in 1990. The Brewers. Right in there for a strike.
So I was right, but I was wrong.
Yeah. Also played for the A's, Angels, and Blue Jays, but was not an All-Star for any of those teams. Pitch. Off the plate away, and it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Brian Hayes. Hayes hit the ball hard his first time up. Lined one to center field, but O'Neill Cruz took the hit away from him. Now the 2-2. Swinging, he grounds it right to the shortstop. Jared Triolo's up with it. Throws in time to get Hayes, and there's one gone here in the 5th.
So the line drive that he hit in the second inning is the upside of Brian Hayes offensively. He hits the ball hard. He's got a very low launch angle. So he's on the ground a lot like he was just there to Triolo.
Now T.J. Friedel 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Friedel runs up to bunt, pulls the bat back, watches the strike.
So they think they've identified that that's the issue, and Chris Valeka and his staff think that they can implement some changes that are going to help him lift the ball a little bit more and make him more of a dynamic offensive player.
He has shown in the past that he can be. Friedel lifts it high into the air to left field, fading back on it Tommy Pham. He'll square up and make the catch, and now Friedel's 0 for 3. 2 men are out here in the 5th inning.
Tommy Pham.
Matt McLain is 1 for 2 tonight. McLain singled his last time up. Bats with the bases empty and 2 away. First pitch to McLain. That is a strike over the inside corner. It's 0-1 on Matt McLain. Reds and Pirates even at 1 as we play in the top of the 5th inning with the bases empty and 2 men out. Pitch. McLain hits it on the ground left side. Third baseman moving to his left. Kiner Falefa fields. He throws in time. McLain's out. And Mitch Keller has worked a 1-2-3 5th. Halfway through it at PNC Park in Pittsburgh. It's 1-1 Reds and Pirates on the Reds Radio Network.
Spend Labor Day weekend at Great American Ballpark.
1-1 our score. Henry Davis swings and misses at the first pitch for strike one. 0-1 the count. Reds trying to even this series at a game apiece. The 0-1 pitch. Check swing. Did he offer? No. This is first base umpire Chris Siegel. Eight, 9-1 for the Pirates here in the fifth. Burns back home now, the 0-1. And he just did miss a little bit up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. You get Davis and Kiner-Falefa, then you deal with Horwitz, who will be facing him for a third time with 2 outs. 1-1 pitch. Down and away. Gives you just a little bit more margin for error when you start that third time through the order, if you can get to that point with a couple outs.
Yep. Well, we'd like to see that happen, and here he's worked himself into a 3-1 count.
This is his 81st pitch. And it's a fastball for a strike called on the inside corner. Now full count, 3-2. Good fastball right on the edge. Well, you love to see that kind of location with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that made it look like Henry Davis did not want to hit, and I can understand why.
Yeah, who wants that? 3-2 pitch. And he popped him up. High into the air, back behind home, off with the mask. Stevenson waiting on it. He's got it. 1 down. That's the first out in the Pirate 5th inning. Hey, Reds fans, if you're looking for a burst of fun this summer, then enjoy Fundables Fruity Snacks, available at Kroger stores throughout Reds country. Have fun and eat it too with Fundables Fruity Snacks. Now Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Burns into his windup. He delivers, and the pitch to Kiner-Falefa is a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Burns has struck out 8 so far. He's allowed just the 1 run through the first 4 1/3. His pitch. Tapper back up the middle, reaching up. Burns gloves it. Underhands to Andujar at first base for the out. 2 away. So that's what we talked about. Get a couple of quick outs in the inning. Now you go back to the top of the order, face them for the 3rd time, but you've got a little margin for error here with the bases empty and 2 away.
Yeah, and I think that's the beautiful thing about getting to 2 outs. I just want to see him. I'd love to see him pump 3 strikes right down Broadway as far as that goes, rather than mess around with it. Then you end up walking somebody, then an inning's created.
First pitch, fastball, strike 1 at the knees. The count is 0-1 on Horwitz.
Because he's in a good rhythm right now. The tempo of the delivery looks good. There's been location here since he came back from the 3-1 count with Davis.
He's been tough on Horwitz tonight. He struck him out both times. Now fastball misses high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Horwitz, a strikeout looking his first time up, went down swinging his last time up. Horwitz having a nice month of August. 1-1. Horwitz takes over but low, and now you've got the hitter ahead in the count. Horwitz has had one of the best OPS among leadoff hitters in the big league since the break. Now he swings, skies one high in the air to left, playable for Gavin Lux. He's back a step, he's under it, he's got it, and the inning is over. That is a 1-2-3 5th inning for Red starter Chase Burns. We head to the 6th. We're still tied at 1. Reds and Pirates. Is loaded, nobody out. Jake Fraley hit into a double play, which scored the Reds' lone run. That inning ended with a fly to center on a line drive off the bat of Brian Hayes. Reds threatened again in the fourth. Now Ellie De La Cruz swings the first pitch, grounds it to the second baseman. Peguero charges, fields and throws in time. Ellie's out. After a one-out walk of Miguel Andujar, Tyler Stevenson doubled to the 375 sign in right center field. Reds tried to score Andujar from first base, but he was cut down. Jack Sawinski to Leover Peguero, who threw the relay right on target to Henry Davis to cut down Andujar for the second out. The Reds didn't score in the fourth. Pirates did to tie it at 1. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner to Austin Hayes. Pirates got their run in the bottom of the fourth inning with back-to-back doubles from Brian Reynolds and O'Neal Cruz. Hayes watches a breaking ball miss off the inside corner. The right-handed hitter has the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Hayes 0 for 2, still trying to get that bat going again like he had it early in the first half. The 1-1. Hayes takes a look at a strike over the outside corner. I mean, you look at the numbers, still respectable. 260, 10 homers, 44 RBIs,
but you can definitely see the ebb and flow of Ellie's success when mirrored with Austin Hayes' success.
Oh, boy, when
he's
Hayes
not as dangerous now, so Ellie's not as dangerous.
In the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the Reds have been playing pretty good baseball here for a while.
They have.
And I still don't think they've hit their stride.
No.
And I think that's if you're looking at something to be encouraging, I think that would be it.
And then you start talking about TJ being on base more often, and Matt McClain's having a nice last several, 10 days to 2 weeks.
It kind of starts one thing, builds off the next. The pitch. Hayes swings and fouls it back. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes.
But how long does it last?
Right.
I mean, so Matt McClain's on a couple week hot streak, or TJ Friedel is, and those don't last for months on end. You're either a good player or you're a streaky player.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Hayes. Here's the 2-2. And that's just a little bit low and outside in the full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Hayes. Mets and Brewers are underway in Milwaukee. That game's just getting started. 3-2 pitch. Hayes sends a long fly ball to right field. Playable. Sawinski fading toward the line will make the catch. Hayes is the second out in the 6th. Get that great taste of the ballpark at home with JTM's Philly Kits and Fat Tire beer, cheese, and pretzels. Find these game day favorites in your grocer's freezer. JTM Food Group. Let's create great dishes together. Bases are empty with 2 outs for Gavin Lux. Both of these pitchers have thrown the ball pretty well tonight. Mitch Keller has allowed just the 1 run on 5 hits. He's walked 2 and struck out 3. First pitch up and in. Lux hits the deck, twisting back out of the way of ball 1. Meanwhile, Chase Burns has punched out 8. He's allowed 1 run on 3 hits across 5 innings. Nothing happening right now in the Reds bullpen. Burns has thrown 88 pitches so far, 54 of them for strikes. The pitch that is swung on and fouled off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike on Lux.
I think you give Chase an opportunity because he's He's thrown the ball well to continue. I mean, you and I have talked about this. Tito's done a good job at giving guys an opportunity to finish what they started. It's not going to be a complete game.
Here's the 1-1. Backdoor breaking ball hangs outside and low.
But you want him to, you also have to measure that between, do you want Chase Burns to come out of the game with a good taste in his mouth?
Right. Well, I think there's something to be said for taking ownership of the start.
Yes.
Here's the 2-1. Swung on, fouled back, and I feel like you get a little bit more of that if you go 6.
Absolutely. They don't give away quality starts for 5 innings.
2 balls, 2 strikes, the count. Keller among the league leaders in quality starts. Speaking of, going back to last year, the pitch, a breaking ball down and in. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And that term, I think, is a little tainted.
Yeah, it's all in how you look at it.
It is. I mean, if the circumstances dictate.
Here's the 3-2. Swung on, line to left. That's going to get down and go to the wall, into the corner. Extra bases for Gavin Lux as he heads into second, coasting with a 2-out double, his second hit tonight. That gives him 5 hits in the last couple ball games.
Professional hitter.
Had a nice night at the plate last night, including a double, part of a 3-hit game, and now he's got a single and a double tonight. And he has scored the Reds' only run.
I thought the Pirates had a lefty going out in the bullpen, and if there had been anybody on, they may have brought him in to face Gavin Lux, but you put Miguel Andujar behind Gavin Lux, and let me tell you what they're not going to do is bring in a left-hander to face him.
Kind of a good idea to have him in there behind him, because you got to face 3 batters.
Yeah.
So it's as though Tito is just daring other teams.
So you start to see that unfold, and sometimes I'll wonder why he's doing a certain thing, and as it unfolds, I'm like, oh, that makes perfect sense.
Of course that's
Of course it is. Well, how'd this guy win 2,000 games? I don't get it.
Runner at second with 2 outs. Here's the first pitch to Miguel Andujar. And a breaking ball is too low for ball 1. Andujar's been on both times he's been up tonight. He singled to the second inning. He walked in the 4th. Another base hit would probably score Lux from second base. Reds and Pirates are tied 1-1 in the 6th. Keller ready at the belt. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Andujar takes down too low. Going back to what we were talking about with the quality start, the one thing that I think the quality start tells you is, did that pitcher give his team a chance to win in that start? That's basically, if you look at it in those terms, that's kind of what it tells you.
I couldn't agree more.
Here's the 2-0 pitch to Andujar, and that's too low. Doesn't mean he had a great start, but he kept his team in it enough to give him a chance.
Yeah, if you go 6 innings and 3 runs, I mean, that's what it is. 6 innings, 3 runs. That's a 4.5 ERA. I wouldn't really be happy with the 4.5 ERA, but I'd be happy with 33 quality starts in a row.
Here's the 3-0 pitch to Andujar. That's low, ball 4. So Keller walks him on 4 pitches, and that'll bring up Tyler Stevenson with runners at first and second base and 2 outs, but Stevenson will not face Keller. Don Kelly out of the Pirate dugout. He's already pointed to the Pirate bullpen. New pitcher to tell you about when we come back. Reds have 2 on with 2 out and a 1-1 tie in the 6th on the Reds Radio Network.
Attending to our mental health is important.
One of the things that we talked about, and I think you brought it up last night pretty early on, with Skeens on the mound, is the earlier you can get into this Pirate bullpen for every game in this series, the better your chances get, because this is now a remade Pirate bullpen on the fly.
Yep.
Runners at first and second with 2 outs. Tyler Stevenson at the plate. Moretta sets ready, and from the belt he throws. Breaking ball down and away, and they say win. Stevenson didn't think so. He can't believe it.
I didn't think so from up here in the bird's nest. And I think both Tyler and I were right.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what we think.
Chris Siegel disagrees. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Stevenson. Swinging a line drive, right field, base hit. That's down. Here comes Lux around third to score. Heading to third and holding Andujar. Into second, sliding safely with his second double tonight. Tyler Stevenson. This one puts the Reds on top, 2-1.
God, he was fired up about that. You don't see a ton of emotion from Tyler, but when he does, he gets me as fired up as anybody on this team when he gets fired up. And that was your patented Tyler Stevenson, shoot it to the right field. He was yelling before he walked out of the box.
Loved it. Right down the line, low line drive. Now the Reds have a chance to pile it on. Jake Fraley swings and misses at a first pitch breaking ball, strike one. That run charged to Keller. Reds lead it 2-1. Runner at third base, and Andujar is also Keller's doings. Moretta's home with the 0-1 pitch. And a high pop-up foul third base side. Will it reach the seats? It will. About 10 rows deep. 0-2 on Fraley. Fraley 0 for 2 tonight. You know he'd love to make up for the double play that he hit into his first time up. Now, it did drive home the Reds' first run tonight. But that's on hitters' minds when they come up in subsequent at-bats, especially when they've got a chance to drive home some runs. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Fraley. Moretta turns it loose. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Down on strikes, Fraley. And the inning is over. The Reds strand runners at second and third, but they get an RBI double from Tyler Stevenson to reclaim the lead. 2-1, Cincinnati, middle of the sixth, and the Reds. Reds able to take the lead with the RBI two-out double from Tyler Stevenson. That whole rally with 2 outs. 3 straight 2-out knocks, netting the Reds the go-ahead run. Tommy Pham standing in. Pham 0 for 1. Tapped back the pitcher his last time up. Now he takes a first pitch strike from Burns at the knees at 96. 0-1 on Pham. Pham walked his first time up, still second. Burns delivers the 0-1 pitch. Pham hits it on the ground right to Ellie. He gloves, throws, 1 down.
We like to see Burns get out there and get that first out. I mean, that is so key to an offense. Being able to create a rally is getting their leading man on, especially with Brian Reynolds following right up and O'Neal Cruz to come behind. So the Reds have got a couple guys ready to go in the bullpen just in case things start to get a little hairy.
Speaking of hairy, first pitch on the way to Brian Reynolds. He swings and fouls it back to the left out of play. Strike 1. Juan Soto has gone deep for the Mets to give New York a 1-0 lead on the Brewers. That game's the bottom of the first inning in Milwaukee. Scores around the league brought to you by FanDuel. Swing for the fences. And join FanDuel today, official partner of the Reds. The pitch. Check swing. He went. Yes, he did. Alan Porter agrees with us. Strike 2. 0-2 now on Reynolds. Nobody on, 1 man out. Reds up 2-1. Nobody on, 1 out, 6th inning. Burns back into his windup, the 0-2. Swing and a foul tip. Steve-O holds on to strike 3, 2 gone. Here in the 6th inning, that's 9 strikeouts for Burns. Remember, he had struck out 10 in 3 straight starts. That streak was snapped when he was only allowed to go 1, but he struck out 2 in his 1 inning of work in the suspended game in Bristol. He has struck out 9 again tonight. Here's the pitch to O'Neal Cruz. First pitch fastball right on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1 on O'Neal Cruz. He hadn't lost much of that heater.
I was about to say this young man doesn't seem to be running out of gas.
99 that first pitch. Here's the 0-1. Fastball way high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And you learn, he hasn't been in the 6th inning a ton. Now that he is, you learn what your body feels like and how you're able to manipulate what you have to still be able to get outs.
The pitch, swing and a miss. There's the changeup, and he got an ugly swing from O'Neal Cruz.
And he got an ugly one from Brian Reynolds on the 1-1 count last at bat, and then threw a 98-mile-an-hour fastball by him that looked like it was 198. And Brian Reynolds hit a fastball out to the opposite field earlier in this game.
Here's the 1-2. Strike 3 called. Got him looking with 100 over the inside corner. His 10th strikeout tonight. Chase Burns with a 1-2-3-6. Reds lead it 2-1 as we head to the 7th on the Reds Radio Network.
At Kroger, you
Fastball outside, 1-0. Hayes lined to center his first time up, grounded out at the shortstop. Last at bat in the fifth. Now the 1-0 pitch. That's called a strike. Hayes didn't think so.
Just a bit in the other batter's box for strike one.
Now the 1-1. Hayes watches a fastball, this time down the middle for a strike, 1-2. Loretta gave up the RBI double to Tyler Stevenson, then struck out Fraley to end the Reds' sixth. The 1-2 pitch to Ke'Bryan Hayes. Swinging a soft tapper toward third, charging Kiner Falefa. Fields throws on the run in time to get the guy that used to play that position here in Pittsburgh. One out in the seventh. Let's pause for ID on the Reds Radio Network.
Mostly clear tonight with a low 69. Sunshine.
TJ Friedel looking for his first hit of the night. He is 0 for 3, trying to extend the hit streak to double digits. He watches the first pitch strike over at the knees, and the count is 0-1 on TJ Friedel. Loretta ready at the belt. The 0-1 pitch. Friedel takes a strike at the knees, a fastball, and it's 0-2. Chase Burns, the only major leaguer since 1893 with at least 10 strikeouts in 4 of his first 8 career starts. He's also just the third major leaguer since 1893 with 10 or more strikeouts in 4 of his first 8. Joining some pretty good company. The pitch in the dirt inside. Perhaps you've heard of Fernando Valenzuela and Bob Feller.
No.
Valenzuela in 81, Feller in 1936.
Just think one of these days this is going to be a Reds Hall of Fame Museum trivia question you'll miss.
Oh, no doubt. Guaranteed. Here's the 1-2. Friedel swings and misses a slider down. He's down on strikes. 2 men are out here in the 7th inning.
He's been pretty outstanding, and I think you'd have to say this has been and may continue to be, if he's not done, his most complete outing.
No doubt.
1 walk, 10 strikeouts. Felt like he was in control and got better as the game wore on.
Just 3 hits allowed and just that 1 run, the pitch. Matt McLain swings and misses at strike 1. McLain 1 for 3 tonight. Strikeout, single, and a ground out to third. Reds up 2-1 in the 7th. Graham Ashcraft loosening in the Reds bullpen, so the pitch is off the inside corner. You got to believe that Burns' night is done.
Well, you didn't see the handshake. It was a foregone conclusion for me, so I wasn't watching, but Graham's not overly ramped.
1-1 pitch. Popped into the air, foul, first base side.
I can't think of a better situation after cutting through the 2, 3, 4 hitters in the lineup, and the bullpen's well rested. Nobody threw yesterday. The back end.
Right.
Yesterday or Wednesday, only Tony and Emilio threw on Tuesday. They're fresh. They need to win this ball game.
1 ball, 2 strikes on McLain. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a slider down and away. Moretto works a scoreless 1-2-3-7. We had the bottom of the 7th inning. Time to stretch in Pittsburgh. It's the Reds 2, Pirates 1. Jack Sawinski to lead it off for the Pirates here in the 7th inning. Graham Ashcraft comes set, brings it home, and the pitch is up and away for ball 1. Hunter Green making another rehab start. Tonight for AAA Louisville went 5 innings, allowed 5 runs, all earned on 2 hits. The pitch. That's in there for a called strike.
Sounds like a walk or two.
There were 3 of them. He struck out 7. Those 3 walks were followed up by a couple of home runs. The 1-1 pitch. Sawinski tried to check his swing, but went around. Now it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. 77 pitches tonight for Hunter Green. They were trying to get him around 80. Now the 1-2. And off the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
So you get Chase Burns for 6 innings throwing 100 at the top of the zone and 92-mile-an-hour sliders, and then they bring in a guy throwing 99 at the top of the zone and 92-mile-an-hour sliders.
With cut. 2-2. Swinging a bouncing ball to the second baseman. McLean charges, fields, and throws in time. That'll retire Jack Sawinski for the first out here in the 7th inning. Get mealtime inspiration at laurasleanbeef.com. All natural with no added hormones or antibiotics. Laura's Lean is the official beef of your Cincinnati Reds. Now Jared Triolo. Pirate shortstop stands in. Official line tonight for Chase Burns, excellent. 6 innings of 1-run baseball. He allowed 3 hits, walked 1, struck out 10. Pretty good. Down and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Count on Jared Triolo. Another good crowd on hand tonight here at PNC Park in Pittsburgh. It's luau night. So they're giving away those floppy hats. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's in there for a called strike. Either that or everybody had the same idea to wear their same floppy hat on the same night. 1 ball, 1 strike on Triolo. Better than 22,000 here tonight. Pitch swinging a tap foul third base side, but
well, if they like watching their guys drag their bat back to the dugout after getting punched out, then they're having a hell of a time. Whale of a time here at Luau night. Turn on the Jimmy Buffett.
Throw some of those bats on the fire. Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Triolo. Ashcraft has the sign, sets ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, that ball's hit to right. Right at Fraley. He'll fade toward the line. Now he has to kind of lunge in for it, but he makes the catch. And there are 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Silver Peguero bat. Peguero singled in the 2nd, then struck out in the 4th. Ashcraft readies. Now he brings it home to Peguero. And that is right in there for a called strike. The count is 0-1.
These are the types of game that the trade for Brian Hayes, you win because of that trade.
Right. The 0-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball left side. There is Hayes. Bends down gloves, throws on the money in time to get the outside, retired.
Make it sound like it was an amazing play so I sound smart.
It was a fine play by the Reds third baseman.
I'll take it.
We go to the 8th inning. Reds are up by a run. Reds 2, Pirates 1 on the Reds Radio Network.
Keep your... Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term.
Ellie, Austin Hayes, and Gavin Lux. If anybody gets on, it'll be Santiago Espinal. Right-hander sets, and first pitch on the way to De La Cruz. It misses up and away for ball one. 1-0 the count of the Red shortstop. Ellie's 1 for 3 tonight. Here it comes from Nicholas, way in off the plate to De La Cruz. Right-hander sets ready. The pitch. Way too high. Fastball makes it 3 balls and no strikes. Well, they got the ball game on tonight at Herb and Thelma's the old-fashioned way. They got the old-school radio cranked up. Internet's out, so pull up the old General Electric. 3-0 pitch. Ellie takes a strike right down the middle. Thanks for checking in, folks. Hope you get your internet up and running, but glad that somebody was able to dig up this radio that looks like it's from about 1972.
Oh, yeah.
It's a beauty.
Couple double A's.
3-1 is skied high into the air. Shallow left field. Pham in. Shortstop Triolo out. It's Triolo to make the catch. Ellie's the first out of the 8th inning. Oh, that thing's definitely taking triple A's.
Oh, you think?
Oh, yeah. Sure. Thanks, Graham, for checking in. Hope you're enjoying the ball game and hope business is good on this Friday night there at Herb and Thelma's. No doubt that Griddle's working overtime.
Those smells good. I can smell it from here.
Oh, those burgers, man, I'm telling you, top notch. Here's Austin Hayes. Nobody on, 1 man out. The pitch to Hayes. Fastball strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. If you'd like to check in with us tonight, tweet at Reds Radio Booth. Great to have you with us wherever you might be listening from tonight. The 0-1 pitch, swinging a bouncing ball foul, third base side. Maybe you're down on the Florida coast, relaxing after a long night at the Floribama, or maybe you're just hanging out on your back patio in Cincinnati. 0-2 the pitch. Oh, that's called a ball. And Henry Davis cannot believe it. That was well on the plate. Davis turned around and asked Jim Wolf, "Are you sure?" 1 ball and 2 strikes. That might have been one of those where the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, down on strikes Hayes. That might have been one of those where the umpire goes, "Yeah, I might have missed that one."
He missed that. I'm pretty darn sure he did. The first pitch of the at-bat was about 4 or 5 inches off the plate, and I wanted to say it was a makeup call, but it's hard to even make it up on a pitch that's that obvious of a strike. But Jim Wolf's got a bunch of biceps to calm everybody down.
It'll keep everybody in check. Gavin Lux takes down and in. Ball 1, breaking ball from the right-hander Nicholas.
He'd be the Ed Hockley of baseball.
Yes, he is. That is a great comparison.
So if people
Absolutely.
don't know who we're talking about and they know some football, that's who that is.
1-0 the count on Gavin Lux. Nobody on, 2 outs. The pitch, too high. Two balls, no strikes on Lux. Nicholas trying for a 1-2-3-8. Reds are up a run, and fastball at the knees across for a strike. 2-1. Nobody on, 2 away. 2-1 Reds, 8th inning. Nicholas, third pitcher of the night for the Pirates. Fires a fastball just a little bit down. Now Lux ahead in the count, 3-1. Another big night for Lux. 3 hits last night. He's got 2 more tonight. Single in the second, a fly to center, and then a double and a run scored. 3-1 pitch. Line drive past the third baseman, Kiner Falefa into left field. Another 3-hit night for Gavin Lux.
Well, when he finds his balance at the plate and just starts hitting it where it's pitched, he's got the pull single. He shot a ball down the left field line, and this one through the 5-hole. He's just hard to pitch to because you don't know where to go. Now, it may not be doubles off the wall all the time or home runs, but it's frustrating because it starts, it continues innings. He's in a nice groove right now.
Reds will send in a pinch runner now. It'll be Marte to run for Lux over at first base. Boy, you're right, though. He just looks on time with everything at the plate. He has a pretty good idea what he's doing up there.
He does, and I think he understands and I think it's because he understands what the pitcher's trying to do to him, and he's so disciplined that when he gets what he thinks the pitcher's going to do, he's ready to react in kind.
1 on, 2 out. Reds are up a run. Santiago Espinal bats for the first time, and he swings and fouls it away at home plate for strike 1.
I would have to imagine that given the opportunity, you've seen Noelvi Marte take off here sometime in the next pitch or two.
I really like that idea. And it's not a bad idea either, given Espinal's propensity to go the other way. The 0-1 pitch. After a long hold, there goes the runner. Espinal swings and tips it foul at home plate, in and out of the mid of the catcher. So Espinal down 0-2. Back to first base goes Marte. But the other part about that, if Marte successfully steals second base, then he's in scoring position where a 2-out single could net the Reds an extra run.
That's the idea.
0-2 the count. Marte off the bag, not going this time. The pitch is way off the plate at 99 from Nicholas.
That'd have been a good one to run on.
Right-hander comes set. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And a breaking ball this time. Slider misses low on the outside corner. It's 2-2 on Espinal.
We'd rather him steal the base before it gets to the 3-2 count, and the runner would be off.
Two. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with a high fastball. Down on strikes, Santiago Espinal. And the inning comes to a close. So that does it for the Reds here in the 8th. 2-out single from Gavin Lux, but Marte running for him stranded at first. Still 2-1 Reds. Middle of the 8th here at PNC Park on the Reds Radio Network.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball
Boy, has he ever. I mean, you talk about a guy that comes in pumping strikes.
Yes, sir.
Fearless. That's what you want. By the way, Noelvi Marte stays in the game in right. Jake Fraley moves from right field to left field. Santillan ready to go to work now. His first pitch to Henry Davis. A soft ground ball to Ellie. Shortstop in a step, gloves and throws in time. One pitch, one out. Boy, that's what you love to see.
Oh, man, I got goosebumps on that one.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
It does not get
Especially
any better.
when you're one of those relievers that's pitching virtually every day.
Oh, yeah. If you can go out there and be efficient, and I think that's part of Tony understanding what his role is, and he wants to be available. That's why he's going to go out there. If he's going to give it up, he's going to give it up in a hurry.
Isaiah Kiner-Falefa standing in. Here's the first pitch to Kiner-Falefa. He takes outside for ball one. I think everybody always looks at efficiency and they think of starters to go deep into games, but you got to be efficient if you're going to pitch every day out of the bullpen, too. 1-0 on Kiner-Falefa. Santillan into his windup. Here's the 1-0. That misses down and away. It's a 2-ball, no strike count.
And I don't know if I'd say to some degree even more important as a reliever. Certainly if you're a back-end guy, you want to be available every day in the event there's a win to be had.
2-0 pitch. Fastball strike on the outside corner. 2-1 now on Kiner-Falefa. Santillan with a high set. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's a little bit down and away. 3 balls and 1 strike. Outfield straight away against Kiner-Falefa. Same story with the infield against the right-handed hitter. Third baseman's 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts. Horwitz waiting on deck. 3-1 pitch. Down and away, and that is not a batter you want to walk. Number 9 hitter, Kiner-Falefa, walks with 1 out. Now back to the top of the order, and Spencer Horwitz. Horwitz 0 for 3. Those at-bats all came against Red starter Chase Burns. Hunter at first base with 1 man out. Santillan delivers. And it's a fastball over the inside corner for a called strike. 0-1 on Horwitz.
That's more like a big fella.
Oh, 1 pitch. Right over the inside corner. He got the call for strike 2 on the fastball. 0-2. Horwitz will back out of the box and reset. Santillan has the sign, eyeballs the runner at first as he readies. The 0-2 pitch. After a long hold, he fires. Swung on, fouled away to the left side. 2-1 Reds. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Reds trying to snap a 3-game losing streak that they've got against these Pirates. It goes back to their last meeting here in Pittsburgh back in May. They won the first game, lost the next 2. Then dropped the series opener last night. The 0-2 pitch, breaking ball low and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Santillan would love to see a double play ball off the bat of Horwitz. Even though he hits in the leadoff spot, he's still susceptible to that. The 1-2 pitch. Backdoor breaking ball just did hang outside. Stevenson gave it a good look, but Reds couldn't steal the call, and now it's 2-2. Series continues tomorrow. It's game 3 of this 4-game series. Nick Martinez will start the pitch. Swing and a foul tip. Stevenson holds on to strike 3. They're seeing if it hit the dirt. Wolf takes a look at the baseball before eventually calling Horwitz out. Down on strikes on the foul tip. I'm guessing he was looking for a little dirt on it to see if it skipped into the mid of Stevenson. It did not.
No.
Oh.
That was close.
It was very close.
But I appreciate the effort.
2 men are out. Now Tommy Pham takes strike one at the knees. A fastball from Santillan, and the count is 0-1.
I mean, you don't need to call New York to get a, big replay. Is there a scuff on the ball or not?
Right.
End of story.
0-1, the count on Pham. Santillan back home with the 0-1 pitch. Good breaking ball hits the inside corner. 0-2 on Pham. Nothing in 2. Runner at first. 2 men are out. Santillan's 0-2 pitch to Pham. Swinging a ground ball up the middle past Ellie. That'll bleed into left center for a hit. Kiner Falefa makes the turn at second. He'll scoot on to third on the soft single to center by Tommy Pham. And now the Pirates have the tying run 90 feet away. Filed that under, hit it where they ain't.
Yeah, it was a nice piece of hitting by Tommy Pham. We've talked about him. He's been pretty smoking hot for about 6 or 7 weeks now. And did a good job of staying on a Santillan slider and hitting her up the middle. And Brian Reynolds, nemesis.
He is that, and here he is. He doubled and scored the Pirates' lone run back in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 3 tonight with a couple of strikeouts. The pitch. Reynolds swings, hits it hard. Fair over the bag at first and down the right field line. It'll kick off the sidewall, and now Marte has to come get it. They wave around Pham. Marte bobbles it, and the Pirates have the lead. All the way around to third is Reynolds. It'll probably be a double and an error on Marte. 3-2 Pirates. Right over the bag at first base, and now Derek Johnson's going to the mound to try to settle down Tony Santillan.
It looked like a first pitch breaking ball coming into Brian Reynolds, and you sneak it by it. As sure-handed of a guy as you have on the team, who's played third base 3 times in his life, and Spencer Steer's been outstanding. I don't know that he makes that play, and I don't know that Noelvi Marte throws out Tommy Pham at the plate. If he fields that ball cleanly, it kicks straight off of that sidewall, and Noelvi probably had to run an extra 40 or 50 feet even to gather the ball. And Tommy Pham, if you watched Reds baseball a couple years ago, and he was going at 100 miles an hour if he could.
Reynolds will get 2 RBIs on that play regardless of how they scored. If it's a double or a triple, they're going to give him a triple. No error. And here's O'Neal Cruz now with the Pirates leading at 3-2. Santillan ready at the belt. The pitch to Cruz. That is right in there for a called strike. 0-1 on O'Neal Cruz. The 0-1 pitch. Cruz takes a fastball in there for a strike called. 0-2. Runner at third, 2 outs. Santillan comes set, and the 0-2 pitch to Cruz. Swinging a pop foul back to the left. That's out of play. 0-2, and we'll try it again. Looking ahead to the Reds' 9th inning, it'll be the bottom third of the order. Stevenson, Fraley, and Hayes. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out with a breaking ball in the dirt. O'Neal Cruz is down on strikes, but the Pirates rally with 2 outs to take the lead. They score 2. It's the Pirates 3, Reds 2 at the end of 8 in Pittsburgh on the Reds Radio Network.
Hey, Reds fans. Barry Larkin here. If you're looking for a new car, go straight to Columbia Chevrolet for the best deals in town.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said.
Yankees, and he'll try to lock this one down here for the Pittsburgh Pirates, leading 3-2.
Tyler Stevenson will be the first to face him here in the ninth. Reds need some runs now. Down one, last chance. Santana comes set, fires the pitch, and a ground ball to the shortstop. First ball swinging, Stevenson rolls it to Triolo, who fields it moving to his left and throws in time. Stevenson's the first out. Reds do not have a home run yet tonight. The next Reds home run, of course, will be the Tickets for Less home run. Score Reds, Snoop Dogg, Bengals tickets, and more at ticketsforless.com. Jake Fraley, nobody on and one out. Swings and fouls away the first pitch, strike one. Fraley 0 for 3. He's grounded into a double play, grounded to third, and he is also struck out. Now the third base umpire, Alan Porter's coming down, I think, to check on the plate umpire, Jim Wolf. I think that squared up Jim Wolf pretty good.
Yeah, rung his bell a little bit.
So they're going to check on him. Pirates trainer, Rafael Freitas, out there as well. Yeah, that was square off the mask. From bat to mask.
He just wanted a little TV time.
They're checking on him. Whole crew's down there looking at Jim Wolf, plus the trainer. Now they're going to check on the mask, make sure it's intact, but immediately the catcher, Henry Davis, turned around to check on him. So they're giving him a moment here. Breather just to make sure he's all right. He's got a little smile, so would indicate that he's going to be okay. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Cincinnati Reds. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Reds. This copyright reminder is provided by Dinsmore, the official legal counsel of the Reds. They are continuing to check on Jim Wolf. He's already sent the trainer away. Now his comrades are making sure he's all right. He says he's fine. So he'll stay in. Count is 0-1 on Fraley. All the umpires back to their positions and back at it. Santana against Fraley. Nobody on, one out. Reds down a run, 3-2 in the ninth. Santana delivers. Fraley takes down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pirates took the lead on the 2-run triple over the first base bag by Brian Reynolds with 2 outs in the 8th. The 1-1. And Fraley swings, sends a high, deep drive center field, cruises back, shy of the track, though. He's got it. And that is the second out in the ninth.
Well, you mentioned that wind blowing in, one of the first things you mentioned tonight, because I thought he hit that a little bit better than he did based on where O'Neal Cruz caught it. I was well shy of the track.
And based on Jake Fraley's reaction, I think he thought he got it better than what he did. Might have gone under it just a little bit. Now it's Key Brian Hayes. Nobody on, 2 out. Last chance, the former Pirate. Strike call on the outside corner. It's 0-1 on Hayes.
Well, with the game on the line, they're booing him.
They gave him a big ovation yesterday. Here's the 0-1 to Hayes. Swing and a miss, and a slider over the outside corner. He's down to the count 0-2. Pirates 33-27 here at PNC Park this year. Their struggles have come on the road. They're trying to beat the Reds for the 4th straight time here at home. 0-2 pitch. Off the plate outside. Fastball away. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Hayes is 0 for 3 tonight. He's lined to center and grounded out to the left side twice. Same time tomorrow, 6:40 beginning, 6:10 airtime. Now the 1-2 pitch to Key Brian Hayes. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That's all. Reds fall. 3-2 to the Pirates tonight here at PNC Park in Pittsburgh. And the Pirates have taken the first 2 games of this 4-game set. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this on the Reds Radio Network.
Tess joined the plus side.